Okay, so now we will solve the questions of this fluid kinematics. The very first question says the existence of velocity potential implies that. So I told you that the velocity if the velocity potential exists, that means the flow is irrotational. Okay, so answer should be A. Next question, a streamline and equipotential line in a flow field. So streamlines and equipotential lines, this also we have discussed. These are perpendicular to each other. Okay, so these are perpendicular to each other. Answer should be B. Okay. Next question, in a two-dimensional velocity field with velocities u and v along x and y directions respectively, the convective acceleration along x direction is given by convective acceleration along x direction. So convective acceleration along x direction is u del u by del x plus v del u by del y. Everything we have discussed, nothing new. The velocity potential function for a source varies with r as velocity potential function varies with r as 1 by r. Okay. Next question, a two-dimensional flow field has velocities along x and y direction given by u is equal to x square t and v is equal to minus 2 xy t respectively, where t is time. The equation of streamline is, okay, so we have to determine the equation of streamline. So I have told you the formula for equation of streamline. How to determine? Dx by u is equal to dy by v. Okay. Now here u and v are given, so this can be written as what? So this will be dx by x square t is equal to dy by minus 2 xy t. Okay. Now here this x can be cancelled out, this t will be cancelled out, and we will get what? Dx by x or 2 dx by x is equal to minus dy by y. Okay. Now further if we integrated both sides, we will get what? 2 ln of x log x is equal to minus ln of y plus a constant. Getting this? Okay. Now this can be further written as ln x square or ln of x square plus ln of y is equal to constant, or you can say x square y is equal to constant. Answer. Okay. So answer should be x square y is equal to constant. A. This is the streamline equation. Okay. Next question. Now for a continuity equation, the divergence of v vector is equal to 0 to be valid, v vector where v vector is v is the velocity vector, which one of the following is a necessary condition? Okay, so the dot product, the divergence, if divergence of velocity vector is equal to 0, then the flow is incompressible flow. And one more thing I told you, when the curl of this velocity vector is equal to 0, then this is a irrotational flow. Okay, so just remember this and don't get confused in this. When dot product is equal to 0, then it is incompressible flow, and when cross product is 0, then it is irrotational flow. So answer here is incompressible flow. Getting this? Okay. Next question, a circulation is defined as line integral of tangential component of velocity about a closed contour in a fluid in fluid flow. Okay, so circulation, as we have already defined the tangential component of velocity about a closed contour in the fluid flow. Okay, so answer is closed contour in a fluid flow. This was asked in GATE 1994, when there used to be the conventional questions as well, the fill in the blanks as well. Okay, next question. The streamlines, path lines and streak lines are virtually identical for a steady flow. The streamlines, path lines and streak lines are identical for a steady flow. Okay, next, the velocity component in x and y direction of two-dimensional potential flow are u and v respectively, then del v by del x. Okay, in a two-dimensional potential flow, the velocity component are u and v. Okay, we have to determine del v by del x. Okay, so for potential flow, or you can call it as irrotational flow, as I have told you, the potential flow is also called as irrotational flow. Okay, and for irrotational flow, as we know, is omega z, which is equal to half del v by del x minus del u by del y. This should be equal to 0 for irrotational flow. Okay, the circulation should be equal to 0, or you can say del v by del x should be equal to del u by del y. Okay, so del v by del x is equal to del u by del y. Answer should be C. Clear? Next question. In a steady flow through nozzle, the flow velocity on the nozzle axis is given by V is equal to u naught 1 plus 3x by L, where x is the distance along the axis of the nozzle from its inlet plane, and L is the length of the nozzle. The time required for a fluid particle on the axis to travel from the inlet to exit plane of the nozzle is. Okay, so we are having a nozzle and the velocity is given by V is equal to u naught 1 plus 3x by L, okay, where x is the distance from this point, okay, and L is the total length of this nozzle. We have to determine the total time required for the fluid particle on the axis to travel from inlet to the exit plane of this nozzle. Okay, so suppose we are considering a very small width element, suppose dx. Okay, so the total time required dt will be equal to dx upon v, distance upon velocity. Okay, now this can be further written as, so this will be equal to dx upon v is equal to u naught 1 plus 3x by L. Getting this? Okay, now if we want to determine the total time, this is the small time for covering distance dx. If we want to determine total time, we will have to integrate it. Okay, so just integrate it from 0 to L. Okay, the distance here is 0, here the total distance here is L. Okay, now how can we integrate it? So for that, 1 plus 3x by L can be taken as suppose p. Okay, or you can say this 3 by L into dx is equal to dp. Okay, or you can say this dx is equal to L by 3 into dp. Okay, so just put the value, dx is equal to L by 3 into dp. So this will be equal to integration, this will be L by 3 into u naught into dp by p. Okay, further this can be written as L by 3 u naught will be taken outside. Integration of dp by p is nothing but ln of p log of p. Okay, and p is how much? 1 plus 3x by L. Okay, and the limit will be from 0 to L. Okay, so just put the limits and we will get what? So this will be equal to L by 3 u naught ln of 1 plus 3 L by L, okay, minus ln of 1, which is nothing but 0. Okay, so this LL will get cancelled out and we will get what? L by 3 u naught into ln of 4. Okay, so the answer should be B, L by 3 u naught into ln of 4. Clear or not? Okay, next is question number 11, asked in GATE 2004. A fluid flow is represented by a velocity field V is equal to AXI plus AYJ. Okay, the equation of a streamline passing through the point 1, 2 is. So this is the velocity vector given. So how to solve this? So as clear from this velocity vector, here this u will be equal to AX and V will be equal to AY. Okay, now we want to determine the equation of a streamline. Equation of a streamline means dx by u is equal to dy by v. Just put the value. This will be dx by ax is equal to dy by ay. Okay, now further this can be written as this a and a will get cancelled out. If I integrate this, I will get what? Ln of x is equal to ln of y plus a constant c. Getting this? Or you can say this constant c is equal to ln of x minus ln of y. Okay, or further this can be written as ln of x by y. Ln x minus ln y will be equal to ln of x by y. Getting this or not? Okay, now we want to determine the value of this c. So we have to determine the equation of a streamline which is passing through the point 1, 2. Okay, so at 1, 2, at x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 2, this c will be equal to ln of 1 by 2. Okay, so this is the value of c. Now the equation of a streamline, this is our equation of a streamline. So this will be equal to ln of x is equal to ln of y plus ln of 1 by 2. Constant can be written as ln of 1 by 2. Okay, now this can be further written as x is equal to 1 by 2 of y. Ln x plus ln 1 by 2 will be equal to 1 by 2 into y. Okay, now this will be equal to 2x is equal to y, or 2x minus y is equal to 0. Okay, so the answer should be B, 2x minus y is equal to 0. Clear or not? Okay, next question. Interesting question. A leaf is caught in a whirlpool. At a given instant, the leaf is at a distance of 120 meter from the center of the whirlpool. The whirlpool can be described by the following velocity distribution. Vr is minus 60 into 10 raised power 3 by 2 pi r meter per second, and V naught is 300 into 10 raised power 3 by 2 pi r meter per second, where r is in meter. R in meter in the distance is the distance from the center of whirlpool. What will be the distance of leaf from the center when it is moved through half a revolution? Okay, so initially the leaf is caught in the whirlpool, and at a given instant the leaf is at a distance of 120 meter from the center of whirlpool. Okay, so let's suppose this is the center of whirlpool and this is our leaf, and this leaf is at a distance of 120 meter from the center of the whirlpool. Okay, the velocity is given as Vr and V theta. Vr means velocity in radial direction, here the velocity is Vr, and V theta means velocity in tangential direction. Getting this? And that means this leaf is moving like this is moving in tangential as well as in radial direction. Okay, now this Vr, just understand this thing very carefully, students. This Vr is nothing but rate of change of radial distance of leaf rate of change of radial distance, that means radially कितना move कर रहा है, that the rate of change of radial distance of leaf, that is nothing but Vr, or this Vr can be written as dr by dt. Okay, in the direction of r कितना rate of change है of that that is nothing but Vr, so this Vr is nothing but dr by dt. Getting this? Similarly, V theta is nothing but rate of change of angular displacement of leaf that means angular displacement कितना हो रहा है leaf का, that rate is nothing but V theta. Okay, and this V theta as we know can be written as omega into r. V is equal to omega into r, so angular displacement rate of change of angular displacement V theta is equal to omega into r, or this can be written as omega can be written as d theta by dt into r. Getting this? So Vr is equal to dr by dt and V theta is equal to r into d theta by dt. Clear up to this point? Now further this can be written as what? This will be, this Vr is given as this much and V theta is given as this much. Okay, so this Vr by V theta, just take the ratio Vr by V theta, this will be equal to dr by dt divided by r into d theta by dt. Okay, and this ratio, this Vr is given as, this will be equal to minus 60 into 10 raised power 3 divided by 2 pi r divided by 300 into 10 raised power 3 divided by 2 pi r. Okay, so this will be equal to minus 1 by 5, 6 5 is 30. Getting this? Clear or not? So this Vr by V theta is equal to dr by dt by r into d theta by dt. Further here this dt will be cancelled out and we will get what? So this dr will be equal to minus of r into d theta by phi. Getting this now? Okay, or you can say phi dr is equal to or phi dr by r is equal to minus of d theta. Okay, now I can integrate from where? So here the radially the distance travelled is initially it is at a distance of 120 meter. Okay, the final distance we have to determine, the final radius you can say, suppose this is travelling like this. Okay, so the final radius suppose is r, that is what we have to determine first thing, and meanwhile theta कितना हो रहा है? So for that it is given when it has moved through half a revolution, that means total revolution 360 degree 2 pi, half a revolution means pi, that means theta is travelling from 0 to pi, and in that moment this r is changing from 120 to capital R. Getting this or not? Okay, so just put the limits. So this r is changing from 120 to r, where capital R we have to determine, and theta is changing from 0 to pi. Clear? Half a revolution. Okay, now further this can be written as this will be phi ln of r by 120, just putting the limits, is equal to minus of pi. Clear? Okay, now from here we will get what? This ln of r by 120 is equal to minus pi by phi. Okay, or you can say r by 120 is equal to e raised to power minus pi by phi, or you can say this r is equal to 120 e raised to power minus pi by phi. Now further if you calculate this, you will get this r is equal to 64 meter. Okay, from calculator you will get this. Okay, so the answer should be B, 64 meter. Clear or not? Okay, next question. Okay, next question says velocity vector of the flow field is given by v is equal to 2xyi minus x square zj. The vorticity vector at 1 1 1 is very simple to determine. I have told you the formula and I have told you the trick to remember that formula as well. The vorticity vector L is equal to I j k del by del x del by del y del by del z. Okay, and here we have to write it u, v and w. Okay, so u here is 2xy, v is minus x square z. Okay, so this will be 2xy, this will be minus x square z, and w is 0. Okay, now this vorticity vector will be equal to del 0 by del y, del w by del y. Okay, del of del y of 0 minus del v by del z. So this minus minus will be plus, and this will be del by del z of x square z. Getting this into I plus j into del by del z of 2xy minus del by del x of 0. Okay, plus k into del by del x of minus x square z minus del by del y of 2xy. Getting this? Okay, now further if you solve this, you will get what this vorticity vector will be equal to. This will be 0, this will be equal to x square. Okay, so this will be x square I plus del by del z. This term will be 0, this term is also 0, this complete is 0. Here del by del x, so you will get what? Minus 2xz. Getting this? Okay, so this will be minus 2xz, and this will be del by del y, so this will be minus 2x into k. Okay, okay. Now we have to determine vorticity vector at 1 1 1. So at 1 1 1, x is equal to 1 and z is also equal to 1. This vorticity vector will be equal to I cap, x is 1, z is also 1, plus this will be minus 1 into k. Okay, sorry, minus 2 x and z are 1, here x is 1, so minus 2. So this will be equal to I minus 4k. Okay, so answer will be I minus 4k cap, I cap minus 4k cap. Okay, so the answer should be this D. Clear or not? Okay, so the very simple to determine. Just remember this one: del x, del by del x, del by del y, del by del z, u, v and w. That's it. Clear or not? Okay, next question. A Newtonian fluid has the following velocity field. V vector is given. The rate of shear deformation epsilon yz at point x is equal to minus 2, y is equal to minus 1 and z is equal to 2 for the given flow is rate of shear deformation yz. Okay, so how to solve this? So I have told you one thing, students. Strain, rate of shear strain epsilon yz is the summation of cross velocity gradient. You can refer the lecture, I have already told you. So this will be equal to cross velocity gradient means del w by del y plus del v by del z. Getting this? Now here u is x square y, v is 2xy square z and w is minus yz cube. Okay, so this del w by del y, differentiating partial differentiation with respect to y. So this will give us minus z cube. getting this, plus del v by del z, del v by del z, so this will be plus 2xy square. So just put the value at minus 2, minus 1 and plus 2, this epsilon yz will be equal to minus 2 whole cube plus 2xy square, x is minus 2, y square minus 1 square. Okay, so this will be minus 8 minus 4, which is equal to minus of 12. Okay, so answer should be C, minus 12. Getting this now? Okay, next question. You are asked to evaluate assorted fluid flows for their suitability in a given laboratory application. The following three flow choices expressed in terms of two-dimensional velocity fields in xy plane are made available. For P, u is given as 2y, v is minus 3x. For Q, u is 3xy and v is 0. For R, u is minus 2x and v is 2y. And we want to determine which flow is incompressible and irrotational. Okay, which flow should be recommended when the application requires the flow to be incompressible and irrotational. That means you have to determine out of these three flows P, Q and R, which flow is incompressible as well as irrotational. Okay, now how to determine? So for in order to determine whether the flow is incompressible or not, so for that it should satisfy the continuity equation, as I have told you. So continuity equation we know is del u by del x plus del v by del y plus del w by del z, but w is not given here, this should be equal to 0, first thing. And second thing, for the fluid to be rotational, the vorticity should be equal to 0, or you can say omega z is equal to 0, cross velocity gradient should be equal to 0, that means del v by del x should be equal to del u by del y. Getting this? Okay, that means we have to determine whether these three flows satisfy these two conditions or not. Okay, now starting from P, for P, del u by del x plus del v by del y, del u by del x is 0, del v by del y is again 0. Okay, so this is equal to 0, so this is no doubt an incompressible flow. Okay, now for irrotational flow, del v by del x is minus 3, this should be equal to del u by del y, del u by del y is 2. Okay, so this is not equal to 2, so this is not an irrotational flow, or you can say this is a rotational flow. Getting this? This is for P. So P is not our required flow, so you can eliminate this option. Now for Q, del u by del x is 3y plus del v by del y is 0. Okay, so this is equal to 3y, which is not equal to 0, so this is incompressible flow. You don't need to check for irrotational because it is asked incompressible and irrotational, that means it should satisfy both the conditions. So this is not incompressible flow, this cannot be the answer. Okay, so this answer can also be eliminated, and the answer is obviously D, but still we will check it. For R, del u by del x is minus 2 plus del v by del y is plus 2, which is equal to 0, therefore it is an incompressible flow. Now at the same time, del v by del x is 0 and del u by del y is again 0, so this is an irrotational flow. Getting this? Okay, so answer should be D. Clear or not? Okay, now next question. The velocity components in x and y direction are given as u is equal to lambda xy cube minus x square y, v is equal to xy square minus 3 by 4 y raised to power 4. The value of lambda for the possible flow field involving an incompressible fluid is. For possible incompressible flow, as we know, del u by del x plus del v by del y plus del w by del z, this should be equal to 0. Okay, w term is not given, the continuity equation should be satisfied. Okay, so just put the value del u by del x, okay, so this will be equal to lambda y cube, okay, minus this will be 2xy, okay, plus del v by del y, this will be 2xy again, minus del v by del y, this will be 3 by 4 into 4y cube. Okay, this 4 will get cancelled out. First thing, this 2xy will be cancelled out, and this should be equal to 0. And from here you can determine the value of this lambda. So this will be lambda y cube minus 3y cube is equal to 0, or you can say this lambda is equal to 3. Answer should be D. Clear or not? Very simple. Okay. Now next question. A velocity field is given by vector v is equal to 3x square y I cap minus 6xyz k cap, where x, y and z are in meter and v is in meter per second. Determine if it represents an incompressible flow, if it represents a irrotational flow, or the flow is steady. Okay, so I told you how to check the incompressible and irrotational flow. What you have to do is just satisfy the condition for the continuity equation, that means del u by del x plus del v by del y plus del w by del z, this should be equal to 0. Okay, this is the condition for incompressible flow. Okay, so del u by del x here, del u by del x, so u here is 3x square y, v here is minus 6xy z. Okay, so del u by del x is nothing but 6xy, del v by del y is minus 6, del v v is 0, v is 0, and w here is minus 6xyz. Okay, so del v by del y is 0 plus del w by del z, this will be minus 6xy. Okay, so this will be equal to 0. This means that the flow represents an incompressible flow. Now let us check for the irrotational flow. For irrotational flow, omega y should be equal to 0, and this omega y is nothing but half of del u by del z minus del w by del x. This should be equal to 0. This is our condition. Okay, or you can say del u by del z should be equal to del w by del x. Now let us check whether we are getting del u by del z is equal to del w by del x or not. Now here del u by del z is 0, and del w by del x, this del w by del x is minus 6yz. Okay, and this is not equal to 0. That means this is a rotational flow, not an irrotational flow. Getting this? So this flow is not an irrotational flow. Now whether this flow is steady or not, that can be checked directly from this. If it involves a time term, t term, then it will be a steady then it will be an unsteady flow. That means it changes with time, it is changing with time, and because this is not involving any time term, that means this is a steady flow. So the flow is steady and the flow is incompressible. Getting this? Okay, so this is how we can check it. Clear or not? Okay, next question. Next is the linked question. Statement for linked question says the gap between a moving circular plate and stationary surface is being continuously reduced as the circular plate comes down at a uniform speed v towards the stationary bottom surface as shown in figure. In the process, the fluid contained between the two plates flows out radially. The fluid is assumed to be incompressible and inviscid. The radial velocity Vr at a radius smaller when the gap width is h is. Okay, so what it is saying in the question, just understand this question very carefully. We are having a moving circular plate which is moving down with a velocity v. Okay, this is a circular plate moving down, and this is a stationary surface, and in between there is a fluid. We are having a fluid in between. Okay, now what will happen when this moving circular surface is coming down? At the same time, this whatever fluid is inside this cylindrical part, this fluid will come out radially. Getting this? When the circular surface is moving downward, obviously the fluid there will come out radially. Okay, so what is asked in the question is the radial velocity Vr, that radial velocity with which this fluid is coming out, that we have to determine when the gap width is h. This radial velocity we have to determine. Getting the question or not? Okay, now how can we determine this radial velocity? Now one thing is for sure, that when this plate is coming down and this fluid is moving outward, what we can do is we can put continuity equation, क्योंकि जितना fluid यहाँ से हटेगा, okay, same fluid will come out. Whatever fluid is removed because of this moving circular plate, okay, that same fluid will come out of this cylindrical surface. Okay, if I assume this as cylindrical, same fluid will come out of this. Okay, and if I put continuity equation says rho 1 a1 v1, this should be equal to rho 2 a2 v2. Okay, now because there is an incompressible fluid, so this rho 1 and rho 2 will be cancelled out, rho 1 will be equal to rho 2. What we get is a1 v1 and a2 v2. Okay, now what is this a1 v1 and a2 v2? Okay, now what is v1? V1 is nothing but the velocity with which this plate is moving, which is nothing but v. Okay, what is this a1? A1 is nothing but the cross section area of the circular plate. This is a circular plate, okay, and the total cross section area of the circular plate, because this is moving down and this much amount of liquid is removed. Okay, so this is nothing but a1 into v1. So this a1 is nothing but pi r square, if radius of the circular plate is capital R. Okay, but it is asked that we have to determine at any radius small r. Okay, so we are considering a small radius, small r, and we have to determine it here. Okay, so we will consider a small circular surface of radius small r, okay, and area of this small circle will be taken, which is nothing but pi r square. Getting this? Into velocity downward is v. This should be equal to a2 into v2. Now what is this a2? Now this fluid is coming out of this cylindrical surface with a radial velocity vr. Okay, so what will be the area of the cylinder, the surface area of the cylinder? Okay, like this. So the surface area of cylinder, as we know, is what? 2 pi r h. Okay, from cylindrical surface itself it is moving out. Okay, so this a2 will be equal to 2 pi r into h. Okay, I think you are able to imagine this, into velocity v, which is nothing but radial velocity vr. Getting this? Okay, so from here we can determine this vr. So this pi will be cancelled out, this 1 r will be cancelled out, and we will get what? Vr will be equal to r into v, or v into r divided by 2h. Getting this? Okay, so this is the answer. Vr is equal to vr by 2h. First thing. Now second part of this linked question says the radial component of the acceleration of the fluid acceleration at small r is equal to capital R is. Okay, so at small r is equal to capital R, that means at surface at this point we have to determine the radial component of the acceleration. Okay, so radial component of the velocity we have determined, which is how much? V into r by 2h. Okay, now for radial component of acceleration, what we will have to do is ar will be equal to dvr by dt. Okay, now further this can be written as d by dt of v into r by 2h. Okay, now this can be written as what? So this will be d by dh, multiplying and dividing it by dh, we will get what? D by dh vr by 2h. Okay, because height is decreasing, and we can multiply again it by ds, this will be dh by dt. Okay, so why we have done this? Because we can differentiate this with respect to h. Now this can be easily differentiated with respect to h. Here r is taken as a limit, v is constant. Okay, this 2 is constant, the only variable is h. Okay, so we can solve it for this h. Okay, so for now for this dh by dt, what is this dh by dt? Dh by dt means this height is continuously decreasing with respect to time. Okay, and this dh by dt is nothing but velocity v with which this is moving down, or you can say minus v, because the height is continuously decreasing. That means this dh by dt is equal to minus of v, because height is continuously decreasing. Okay, height जो है नीचे की तरफ decrease हो रही है, so this will be nothing but minus v. Okay, so this will be what? ar will be equal to, now just differentiate this, we will get what? Minus vr by 2 into h square into dh by dt is nothing but minus of v. Okay, so this ar will be equal to v square into r by 2h square. Now at small r is equal to capital R, we will get what? AR is equal to V square into capital R by 2h square. Answer. Okay, so this is the acceleration at small r is equal to capital R, radial component of acceleration. So answer should be C. Clear or not? Okay, next question. All right. So next question says, for a fluid flow through a divergent pipe of length L having inlet and outlet radii of R1 and R2 respectively, and a constant flow rate Q, assuming the velocity to be axial and uniform at any cross section, the acceleration at the exit is. Okay, so we are having a divergent pipe and the fluid is flowing through this divergent pipe. Okay, the area here is suppose A1, here the area is A2, the velocity of entering is suppose V1 and velocity at exit is suppose V2, and the total length is given as L. Total length of this pipe is given as L. The radius here is R1, radius here is R2. Okay, we have to determine the acceleration at exit. Okay, now how can we determine this acceleration at exit? Okay, so what can be done is, suppose we are considering a section at a distance suppose x from this end. Okay, at a distance x we are considering a section. Now the diameter here is d1, diameter here is d2. Now what will be the diameter at this particular section? That we can determine. How? Because with respect to x, the diameter is changing linearly. With respect to x, the diameter is changing linearly. This is a linear variation. So you can put the straight line equation, which is y minus y1 is equal to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1 into x minus x1, as we know. Okay, or you can say diameter here is suppose dx, so this will be dx minus d1 is equal to d2 minus d1 upon x2 minus x1 is nothing but L, this minus this, which is nothing but L, into x minus x1, that means distance between these two, which is nothing but x. Getting this? Okay, so from here we can determine the value of this diameter dx at a distance x from one end, which is nothing but d1 plus d2 minus d1 by L into x. Clear or not? Okay, now first thing. Second thing, now this Q, the total discharge Q will be equal to what? A1 V1, or it will be also equal to A2 V2, okay, or it will be also equal to AX into dx at a distance x, AX into dx. Getting this? Okay, now sorry, AX into Vx. Okay, so from here we can determine the value of this Vx. This Vx will be equal to what? Q by Ax. Okay, now we have the value of this diameter, so we can determine the value of this area. So this will be equal to what? Q divided by Ax is pi by 4 into d square, which is d1 plus d2 minus d1 by L into x whole square. Getting this or not? Okay, this is nothing but Vx. ये Vx है. We have to determine the acceleration at exit निकालना है हमको, but we will first determine the acceleration at distance x. Okay, and then we will put x as L. Getting this? So Ax, now what will be this Ax? So this Ax, as we know, A is equal to what? U, for this Ax, as we know, is U del U by del x. Getting this? U del U by del x plus V del U by del y, as we know. Okay, but this V is 0, so this term will be 0. So this A is nothing but U del U by del x. Okay, or you can say this Ax is equal to U, which is nothing but V2 at this point, into del V or Vx at any point x into del Vx by del x. Getting this? Okay, so for this we will have to determine this del Vx by del x. So first thing we have to determine del Vx by del x. We have the value of Vx. So what will be del Vx by del x? Getting this now? Okay, so how can we determine this? So for this del Vx by del x, so just differentiate this. So this will be 4q by pi, which will be taken as common. Okay, this whole term, this will give us minus 2 by d plus d2 minus d1 by L into x whole cube, okay, into differentiation of this. So, into this term will be 0, this x will be out and we will get what, d2 minus d1 by L. Getting this or not? Clear? Okay, so this is nothing but del Vx by del x. Okay, now what will be Ax now? So, Ax will be equal to what? Ax is equal to, as I told you, Vx into del Vx by del x. Okay, Vx we have it as this, which is q or 4q by pi. Okay, now let us take this as this complete term as p. Okay, it will be very easy for us. So, take this complete term as p, that means d1 plus d2 minus d1 by L into x as p. So, this will be pi into p square. Okay, we are taking this as p. Now, into del Vx by del x, so just this term into 4q by pi, okay, into or this will be 2 into 4 or 8q by pi minus 8q by pi, okay, into d2 minus d1 by L, d2 minus d1 by L into 1 by p cube. Getting this or not? Clear? Okay. Now, so this Vx, sorry, this Ax will be equal to 8 into 4, this will be minus 32 into q square, okay, divided by, this will be pi square into L into p raised power 5, p square, p cube, p raised power 5 into d2 minus d1. Getting this? Or you can say just put the value of p now. So, this will be Ax is equal to minus 32 q square into d2 minus d1 divided by pi square L into, what was the value of p? This is p. Okay, so, this will be nothing but d1 plus d2 minus d1 by L into x dash to the power 5. Getting this or not? Okay, now at x is equal to L, at x is equal to L. So, what will happen at x is equal to L? So, this will be L. So, this term will be cancelled out, this d1 and d1 will be cancelled out, okay, and we will get what? So, this Ax will be equal to, this will be minus 32 q square into d2 minus d1, or you can say 2r2 minus 2r1. In terms of r we have to determine, divided by pi square L into 2r2 raised to the power 5. Getting this? Now, 2 raised to power 5 is 32, 32 will be cancelled out, so, and this 2 will be out. So, this will be 2 q square, eliminate minus sign, okay. So, this will be r1 minus r2, eliminating negative sign, divided by pi square L into r2 raised to power 5. Okay, so, this is our answer. Acceleration Ax is equal to this. Okay, so answer should be C here. Clear or not? Okay. Next question. The stream function in a two-dimensional flow field is given by psi is equal to x square minus y square. The magnitude of velocity at point 11 is. Very simple question. Velocity, as we know, u is equal to minus del psi by del y. Okay, so this minus del psi, this psi is given. What will be del psi by del y? This term will be 0, and this will be minus 2y, minus minus plus, so this will be 2y. Getting this? V is equal to del psi by del x. Okay, so this will be equal to 2x. Clear or not? Okay, now velocity vector v is equal to under root of u square plus v square. So this will be under root of 2x square plus 2y square. Okay, at 1 1, when x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 1, v is equal to under root of 2 square plus 2 square. So this will be equal to 2 root 2. Answer should be B. Clear or not? Okay. Next question. Consider a steady flow of water in a situation where two pipelines, pipe 1 and pipe 2, combine into a single pipe, pipe 3, as shown in figure. the cross sectional areas of 3 pipelines are constant, the following data are given. Okay, so according to the cross section, the area is given. The area of the cross section of the pipe 1 is 1 meter square, pipe 2 is 2 meter square, pipe 3 is 2.5 meter square, and the corresponding velocities are given. Okay, and one thing is missing, that is the final velocity of pipe 3, which we have to determine. Okay, so we this can be determined very easily. How? Total Q, suppose this is Q, here it is Q1, this is Q2, so total Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2. Okay, or you can say this capital A into capital V is equal to A1 V1 plus A2 V2, very simple. Okay, so this A which is given as 2.5 into V, capital V, or you can call it as V3, A3 into V3 is equal to A1 V1. A1 is 1 into V1 is 1 plus A2 is 2 into V2 is 2. Okay, so from here you can determine this V3, which will be equal to 1.5 by 2.5, which is equal to 2 meter per second. Okay, so answer should be C. Clear or not? Okay, next question says, if the fluid velocity for a potential flow is given by Vxy is equal to Uxyi plus Vxyj with usual notations, then the slope of potential line at xy is. Okay, so we have to determine the slope of potential line. So how can we determine the slope of potential line? And in the same way you can determine the slope of streamline as well. Okay, so just understand this process. So this potential function is a function of x and y. Okay, now you can write it as d phi is equal to del phi by del x into dx plus del phi by del y into dy, because this is a function of x and y. Okay, now we know what u is equal to del phi by del x, potential function phi, and v is equal to del phi by del y. Getting this? Okay, therefore this d phi will be equal to del phi by del x is u dx plus del phi by del y is v dy. Getting this? Okay, now because this is a potential line, okay, and as I told you, in potential line the velocity potential is constant throughout the potential line. That means velocity at every point is constant. That means d phi should be equal to 0 in potential lines. D phi should be equal to 0. Okay, so this will be equal to u dx is equal to minus of v dy, or you can say dy by dx is equal to minus u by v. Okay, so answer should be minus u by v b. This is u by v, not v by u. Getting this? So this is how you can determine the slope of potential, or say in the same way you can determine the slope of streamlines as well. Okay, next question. Okay, so next question says, consider the velocity field v is equal to k y I cap plus x j cap, where k is constant, the vorticity omega is. Okay, so we have to determine the vorticity. So this vorticity, as we know, is del v by del x minus del u by del y. Okay, here u is equal to y, v is equal to 0, and w is equal to x. Okay, so this vorticity is equal to del v by del x is 0 minus del u by del y is 1 into k. This is y into k, x into k. Okay, so this will be minus of k. Okay, so answer should be minus k a. Clear or not? Okay, next question. Match the following pair. First, the curl of velocity vector is 0. This is for irrotational flow, as I told you. Divergence is 0 for incompressible flow, again I told you. Then dv by dt is equal to 0, and this is for zero acceleration fluid particle. Okay, because velocity is not changing with respect to time. That means velocity del v by del t, this is nothing but del v by del t is equal to constant, is equal to 0. That means velocity change with respect to time is 0. So this is of zero acceleration fluid particle. And next is del v by del t, this del. Okay, and this is 0 in steady flow. That means at any particular point, this is not changing with respect to time. Okay, as I told you while defining the steady flow, at any point the velocity, the acceleration, the properties will not change with respect to time. That is a steady flow. Okay, so this is for a steady flow. Okay, so 3 1 4 2, 3 1 4 2, this one. So answer should be C. Clear or not? Okay, next question. Now rest of the questions you can solve it by yourself. I have already told one or other kind of questions. Okay, next question, this is also a simple question. This is also for velocity field on incompressible flow is given by this, where A1 and C3, the value of C3 is given. We have to determine the value of B2. Okay, so same thing for incompressible flow, del U by del X plus del V by del Y plus del W by del Z, this should be equal to 0. I am leaving it up to you. The value of this B2 will be equal to 2. You can do it by yourself. This is U, this is V, this is W, simple. Okay, and such questions are very much asked in this exam. Okay, हम नई में हम 4 से 5 इस तरह के क्वेश्चंस कर चुके हैं जो पुराने गेट में आए हुए हैं इनकम्प्रेसिबल फ्लो वाले. Getting this? Okay, now okay, next question says for a 2-dimensional flow the velocity field U is given as this much, where I and J are basis vector in xy Cartesian coordinate. Identify the correct statement from below. The flow is incompressible, the flow is unsteady, y component of acceleration is this and x component of acceleration is this. So very first thing we will have to check whether the flow is compressible or not. Okay, now whether this flow is incompressible or not, how can we check? As I told you, continuity equation. Now here this U is x divided by x square plus y square. Okay, and V here is y divided by x square plus y square. Okay, now del U by del x plus del V by del y plus del W by del z. W is not given here. Okay, so this will be equal to what? Del U by del x. Now just determine the terms here. What will be del U by del x? Okay, so this will be x divided by x square plus y square. This is U. Del U by del x, denominator d by dx of numerator minus numerator d by dx of denominator divided by denominator square, as we know the differentiation process. Okay, so this will be denominator x square plus y square d by dx of numerator, which is 1, minus numerator into del by del x of denominator, which is 2x, okay, divided by denominator square x square plus y square ka whole square. This is del u by del y, del x. Similarly, del v by del y we can determine. Okay, same thing, denominator x square plus y square del by del y of numerator minus numerator del by del y of denominator divided by denominator ka square. Getting this mark? Okay, now just add this del u by del x plus del v by del y. Okay, so this will be what? X square plus y square minus 2x square, okay, divided by x square plus y square whole square plus x square plus y square minus 2y square divided by x square plus y square whole square. Okay, so this is 2x square plus 2y square minus 2x square minus 2y square. So this will be equal to 0. Okay, so del u by del x plus del v by del y is equal to 0. That means the flow is incompressible. So statement 1 is correct. Now whether this flow is steady or not, that can be directly determined from this expression because time term is not involved. So obviously this flow is a steady flow because this is not dependent upon time. Okay, so this is not a correct statement. Now we have to determine the y component and x component of the acceleration. Okay, so how can we determine that? Now we know what x component of acceleration, suppose ax is equal to u del u by del x plus v del u by del y. Okay, so this will be equal to what? U, we have the value of u v del u by del x and del v by del u by del x. Similarly we can determine del v by del x also, del u by del y also, del u by del y. Okay, now what will be del u by del y? Del u by del y. Okay, so this del u by del y will be equal to what? This will be x will be a common, okay, and the differentiation of this minus of 1 by x square plus y square whole square into 2y. del u by del y. Getting this or not? Okay, so just put the values. So here it will be u del u by del x, u is x upon x square plus y square, into del u by del x we have determined as x square plus y square minus 2x square divided by x square plus y square whole square. Okay, now plus v is what? Y divided by x square plus y square into del u by del y, this is del u by del y, into minus of 2xy divided by x square plus y square whole square. Okay, minus 2xy divided by x square plus y square whole square. Okay, so on solving this, what we'll get here is, okay, so this will be x square minus 2x square, this is y square minus x square. Okay, and when I multiply this by x, I will get what? So this will be y square x minus x cube, okay, minus this will be 2xy square, getting this, divided by x square plus y square whole cube. Clear or not? Okay, now further from here x can be taken as common. Okay, so this will be minus x is taken as common, and we will get, if x is taken as common, sorry, so this will be y square minus x square minus 2y square divided by x square plus y square, or this will be equal to x into y square. So this will be y square minus 2y square is minus y square minus x square divided by x square plus y square whole cube, this is whole cube. Okay, so this will be, take minus as common, minus x into x square plus y square divided by x square plus y square whole cube. Okay, so this one will get cancelled out, and we will get what? This ax will be equal to minus x upon x square plus y square whole square. Getting this or not? Okay, similarly you can solve it for ay also, and for this ay you will get as minus y upon x square plus y square whole square. Okay, by same method you can solve it for ay, and in fact no need to solve because all the terms almost are same, so you can directly write it as ay is equal to minus y upon x square plus y square whole square. Okay, now just check out the terms which are correct. Now ay is minus y by x square plus y square whole square. Now this term is correct. Ax is minus x plus y upon x square plus y square whole square, so this is incorrect. Okay, so two terms are correct, 1 and 3, so answer should be B. 1 and 3 are correct. Getting this or not?